Hey Virgo, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. Oh, I like that. If you don't catch your if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, go check your other major placements. We are going to start out with the Oracle decks for an intuitive vibe of where we're going, and then we'll move on to the Muse Tarot for a more traditional spread. And as you've probably figured out by now, I'm going at a bit of a slower pace. The holidays really did a number on my schedule. And so I just needed to slow things down here for a minute. But maybe we'll pick up again in January. Who knows what will happen, but that's what my intention is right now. All right. Oh dear, I got too many. I just didn't even realize we had two there. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. All right, we have secrets. This is something that you could talk about, but you're not talking about. What if you talked about it and then you got knocked off this pedestal, this stool here, high up, you're high up. What if you opened up about something? Could it be a disaster? We're not sure. You're not ready yet. There's two things, there's two cards here about opening, but not being quite ready yet. So you're not quite ready yet, but you do have a secret. It might not be a secret TM as far as like something that you have to keep a secret, but just something you don't talk about, something you're not expressing. I think last time you got a throat chakra holding back. It's a bit of the same thing. You do have something here, a little bit of a secret or a secret. and you could open up about it. You could talk about it, but you're not quite ready to, but you're sitting there. You have everything you need to talk about it. It's all right here. And you climbed up on the stool. You're very close to it, and you're just kind of resting there in this spot before you talk about it. I think you are going to be, but you're resting here, for the time being, really thinking about if you really want to talk about this, really want to open that up. Maybe even opening up to your intuition, to something that you know deep inside, but you may not, I mean, you are looking at it, but it may just be like, oh, do I really want to open that box of thoughts? Do I really want to open that up? You could just be fully aware of the fallout of opening that up and not wanting to go there, not wanting to experience that. Yeah, you're just having some second thoughts. Like you're close to this. You're close to this thing which your intuition is sort of calling you to, and you're sort of really thinking about it, but you're close to it, but you're just you're having some last minute jitters or some second thoughts here. This is also a secret sort of card. It's very similar. But this has the timing. In this one, the timing is up to you, right? You've got the keys, you've got the tools, you've got the ability to open this up. But we're going to take away the timing of this one, that it's you. We're waiting for something. We're waiting for something, the timing to be right. And I think you're intuitively waiting for the timing to be right. You're ready, everything's in place, but you're just intuitively waiting for this. So you're intuitively waiting for the time to be right here. So we've got ideas up here. These things are unhatched. These are potentials. We don't know exactly what they are, and we don't know what their timeline is. It's called protectiveness. You're very protective of something that you're trying to bring into reality. You're trying to create and make it a real thing. And you're also protective of some ideas that you have, some thoughts that you have. But this is the one I'm really looking at right here. The egg, if we crack it from the outside, we kill what's inside, right? So if we are forced the timing of something, we kill it. But if the thing itself emerges in its own timing, in its own way from the inside, if the egg gets broken from the inside, from whatever is inside it, that is life beginning. That's the beginning of the real thing, right? So we're protecting it, we're keeping it warm, we're incubating something, but we're not in charge of the timing here. So this always reminds me of an egg timer. We're protecting something until it's ready, until it's ready to come forward or emerge, until this incubation period is over. So we're protecting something, and I think these go together. We're protecting a secret, we're protecting our thoughts, we're being very secretive or quiet about something, and there's a timing issue here. I think it's our intuition is going to be telling, your intuition is going to be telling you what the timing is on this. But you're waiting for that nod, I think, either internal or external. And then we have keys on trees. You're in a bit of an awkward situation, a bit of a difficult situation. You maybe didn't put yourself here, but there you are now, and you got to figure out how to get yourself out. I love this because we've got keys represented here too. You're going to be figuring a way to unlock something and open something. This is going to bring you some freedom. And you're going to go back down to where you belong, to more of this grounded energy, this more of your comfort zone is in the jungle. Obviously, no elephant wants to be up here. This is very awkward, very difficult. You maybe didn't put yourself there, but there you are. This is life, all sorts of situations we don't put ourselves in, but we find ourselves in nonetheless. And so if this key doesn't work, if the first thing you try doesn't work to open up the situation and create movement here, there are lots of other options here. It's going to take some work on your part. You've got to figure this out. The benefits of this are that one of these keys is going to work. And that once you're down on the ground, you've got a really great map, a nice lay of the land. You've seen things when you've been up here. You've seen some things, and the elephant doesn't forget, so you're never going to forget what you saw, what it was like to be in this situation, how you felt, how you got here. There might be some self-reflection involved in how you got here. Were you lured here? Were you a willing participant? How did you get up here into this awkward, difficult situation? What part did you play in that? And then once you're down, you've got this great view from up here. You can see a lot, you understand a lot, you see the lay of the land. So you're learning some things up here, and once you free yourself from the situation, which you will be able to do, you have this map in your head now of how this all works, or how something works, or what the overall view is, or something like that. You've got some wisdom here that you'll be leaving the situation with. So we've got opening, looking for an opening. All three of these cards, looking for an opening to start some movement and to start bringing something to life. All three of these cards have something opening. You doing it in two of them, you waiting. So I feel like you're waiting on your intuition to tell you when to move forward. But and you've got to figure some shit out here. Yeah, you're not quite ready. Both of these have multiple keys, so it could take a couple tries or a couple attempts once you are ready. This says that you're ready to get out of this situation. So you might be ready, but you might be waiting on something external here. All right, and then we have break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. So this is sort of maybe the way something's always been or has always gone. It's deciding to do something different, deciding to do something different than what you were taught, the way you were raised, do something different than... so there's some healing here. I feel like this has to do with this, like getting out of a situation or getting out of maybe habits and patterns of behavior and breaking free of those patterns and those habits so that you can create a new and different future. We have inner temple devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. I think this is a lot of what this is tuning into that intuition, tuning into the portal of your heart is how I'm seeing this one too. Tuning into some sort of destined way, something is meant to be, and just accessing your inner guidance system to help help you understand that. Or bring that in. And then we have one of my favorite cards, waxing crescent moon, have faith in your dreams. So something's just beginning here. You're at the beginning stage of something. There's still a long ways to go, but this is sort of a springtime vibe here. There's something springing to life, and you need to have faith. You are going to figure this out. The egg is going to open. You are going to open. You are going to figure out how to change the pattern, how to break free from something. And just to have faith in that. I think your dreams, I think your intuition too, having faith in that, what you're hearing from your intuition. having faith in that. Okay, Muse Tarot, tell us what we got for Virgo. This is your past. This is your present. I have the card deck upside down. It's your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, your possible outcome. We have 3 wands cards, so there could be something about creativity, sexuality, intuition, again showing up on this top row here, heavily influencing this reading here. We have big changes happening, but not yet able to manifest something, and yet there's some huge changes going on in your life, but you're not able to bring this thing forward yet. You're not able to manifest this yet. But, so that's the overall of the reading. Some sort of intuition, creativity, or sexuality, but not being able to manifest that yet. So we've got wands all over on this top row here. In your recent past, okay. We have 9 of inspiration. This is typically our wounded warrior card, having been through the battle, having been through some difficulties, and yet continuing to fight and continuing to move forward. So we do have this, there's been some sort of passage here from a difficult place, from a place of harshness. It's our wounded warrior card. There's been a very long and difficult journey. You're continuing to move forward. You've been through some very difficult, harsh places. You have crossed a threshold, but you continue. It's almost like the harshness just continues. You went from rocky badlands to sand and desert, and yet you continue to move forward, trusting your intuition, trusting in the future, even though you keep not seeing, it happen. You're still moving forward. You're still fighting the good fight. You're still going with your intuition here. This reminds me of the labyrinth. Actually, this whole thing, all the suits from 1 to 10 remind me of a labyrinth. You sort of, well, and if we look at it on the Kabbalah tree of life, we're sort of weaving our way through it. And then a lot of labyrinths, one of my favorites is when you're like headed right towards the center and then sharp left, and then the journey begins. You get this intention and you're like, yes, I'm headed towards the center, I'm almost there. And then right when you're almost there, the path takes you, and then that's when your journey begins. So that's like the 2. So we're at the 9 here, and sometimes in these labyrinths, the 9 is so far, and then all of a sudden away from the center, and then all of a sudden you turn this corner and you're there. So the 9 is about to turn this corner, but still sort of at the end of this labyrinth, like, wow, when am I ever going to get to the center here? When am I going to get to my goal, this idea, this inspiration that I had? So this is the 9. This is still going, still working, feeling so far from where you wanted to be. And yet you're continuing to work towards that. Some sort of threshold has been passed. You've left some rocky badlands for the sand, for the desert. So that's great. So that was in your recent, that's great. So that was in your recent past. Your current situation is Page of Inspiration. This is, the page is the learning. You're starting to learn something about your intuition, what it's trying to say to you, what it's speaking to you. We have understanding maybe something about, well, it's inspiration, so it's intuition, it can be sexuality, it can be creativity. You're at this beginning, starting to understand, sort of learning about something, maybe learning about your intuition or what this strange feeling is, learning about creativity. We have 2 black cats here, and they seem to be radiating, emanating some sort of vibration, and so you could be learning about something like that. But it's this listening to your intuition, listening to something that almost seems an intuitive thing that almost seems outside of yourself, and hearing it and absorbing it and learning about it and letting it come in. So the pages are just about learning, and inspiration is about, well, you could be figuring out, you know, what's going to happen if I go with my intuition here. What would this look like? So exploring sort of some sort of option, some sort of possibility here, and trying to sort of wrap your head around it and understand what this is all about, this new sort of intuitive journey that you're on. And then we have in your inner landscape, oh, how is my heater going on already? It just turned off. Okay. And then we have in your inner landscape, we have hopes, fears, inner landscape. We have 10 of inspiration. This is putting some sort of burden down. Something's been really heavy to carry, and I think you're ready to put it down. It's reminding me of this card here and this card here, breaking the chain. Getting out of this situation. You're hoping to be able to get out of some sort of situation, put a burden down. I mean, something you've been carrying that wasn't really yours to carry. Usually it has to do often with other people's expectations, what other people wanted out of you, and being ready to put down other people's ideas of who you should be. Oh yeah, I was thinking about this. Labeling is disabling, sort of wanting to put down some labels that have been placed upon you, or you accepted them at some point, and now you'd like to put them down. And that's where you're really hoping to be able to do that, to be able to let go of other people's expectations so that you can better embody who you are. You're starting to understand that, you're starting to see that, and now you're looking to maybe put down a burden that you've been carrying. What's at issue here is this reverse magician. You either don't have what you need in order to make something happen. You don't have that. There's something missing here. In order to make something happen in reality, in order for this egg to hatch, this real egg to hatch and to come forward and to emerge into life, you're lacking something, or it's just not coming together. The opportunity isn't here. Either we don't have the right timing, we don't have the intuition, we don't have some sort of tool, we don't have what we need to make something happen. We've got all of this inspiration, this idea, we're going to continue working towards a goal, even though we're exhausted and we're tired and we just kind of just don't want to deal with it anymore. We're learning about some sort of intuitive vibe we're getting, some sort of intuitive hit. We're starting to explore that. What is this? We'd like to put down other people's expectations, but so there's all this inspiration, and then it's just not coming into reality. It's just not emerging. It's just not making it into the 3D world here. But we have all these ideas and hopes and desires, but it's just not happening. It's just not coming yet. So in your environment, I always feel like tarot's a little bit of a cop-out when it puts us in is the world cosmos. It's the world. That's where you live. It's everything changing, everything moving, everything shifting. It's at the end of an old cycle and the beginning of something new. It's this big shifts and changes in your life. You may not even be directing all of it. You may not even be in charge of all of it. There's just things going on outside, completely outside of your control. We are, just sort of these little tiny rowboats on these big giant seas of history and climate, and these big things happening around us that we don't really get to have much say of when we're born, where we're born, anything like that. So I just see us as these little rowboats, and the world cosmos. So there's something going on in the world, and there's lots of things going on in the world all of the time that are affecting you, and there's not a lot you can do about it. It's just these big changes. So there's big changes going on in the world that are affecting your journey, and maybe even how you can manifest this or bring this forward. And then it also just personally around you, there could be some really big shifts, some really big changes, movements of in and out of people. All right, so something weird happened to my phone and we had to figure that out. So we're at the world cosmos. This is the final major arcana. This is sort of things going on in your environment that are outside of your control, but it's also the end of the cycle. It's also the end. We start out at 0 with the Fool card, and we go towards the end here with this Cosmos card, and we get to the end of the journey. It's just big shifts here going on. And then your to-do list is 8 of emotions. This is so appropriate for this 10 of inspiration coming here. and this break the chain here. So Eight of Emotions, this is realizing that where you're at is not enough for you, that this is not fulfilled, that this is not fulfilling, that this is not complete. This is, so we see this eclipse coming in here, and it's like this bright light was bringing in this massive illusion, and you now can see through the illusion. And so the Eight of Emotions usually depicts like leaving. There's several leaving cards, but some are leaving for the unknown, or some are just, this sucks and I'm just going anywhere. But here, this is Eight of Emotions. This is, there is something more satisfying. There is a better fit for me. There is something better for me, and I'm going to leave this all behind and go in search of that. And I know what that looks like now. So it's this 10 of Inspiration, you wanting to drop this burden. This is Eight of Emotions. This is you dropping the burden and moving forward. Dropping something that's not working for you anymore and moving towards, you know where you want to go. This has a lot of your intuition calling to you. Your intuition, it's like your intuition blocks out this blinding sun that's been sort of baking the earth and has left you in the desert here, and it sort of without everything that you need. And so the moon comes in, your intuition comes in, sort of blocks out what's been blinding you and kept you in the dark, but in the light, kept you in the light. So your intuition comes in and shifts the situation. And so you're able to see more clearly what you want and leave what you don't want behind. You already have this like end of the cycle, end of a situation coming in here, sort of just naturally ending. And then, but now you need to choose something that's better for you, that's a better fit for you. And where this all is going, this is actually really, I don't feel very coherent in this reading, but it is actually a really surprisingly coherent reading, because we have this breaking the chain. This is exactly like, there's something better for you. There's something better out there. Go in search of that. Leave something behind and search for the better thing. That's exactly what you were wanting to do. You haven't been able to pull that off yet. But we have your intuition. We have all of this, that there's something better for you in the future. And then we have faith in your dreams. And where we're going is this Nine of Emotions. This is fulfillment. This is the most fulfilling card as far as like accomplishing. It is this getting turned up right side up. It's the Magician getting turned right side up. So we have this very emotionally fulfilling accomplishment, very rewarding, achieving what you set out to achieve, gaining that which you wanted to gain. You go in search of something better, and this is telling you it's there and you're going to get it and you're going to have it. Have faith in your dreams, because our possible outcome here is your dreams coming true. Is this dream coming true? You gotta like break some chains and get out of something that you want to get out of. And yeah. All right. Part of my mind can see this reading and sees it as like so coherent and amazing. You know, it's just having reached a place of completion here, having gotten what there was to get out of a situation, and then moving on and being able to manifest something else that's better, a better fit for who you are today. This 10 of Inspiration could be about wanting to leave behind who you were before. Oh man, are you serious? I'm already like way over, and we got 3 here. Love that one. All right, be guided now. Allow yourself to be guided. The guide cannot take the steps for you. That is your job, but the guide can show you the way. It's up to you if you choose to take it, whether you tread carefully, dance, or run along the sacred pathway towards the loving arms of the Holy Mother. She is always there to help you. So assistance available if you want it. And we've got a lot of unsettled energy coming in here. What will you choose now? I like that with this reading especially. You always have this moment in between all that has been in the past and all that can be in the future. There is this moment, a space where you have absolute power of choice. So why not allow yourself to choose peace, choose trust, and choose to fall in love with your life? Yes, that's exactly this card, is making that choice towards something that's more sustaining and better fit for you and more life-giving for you than where you've been. And then we have the quickening. The fast track with the Divine Mother moves us rapidly through life's challenges. The road can get a bit bumpy when traveling at her accelerated pace, nor will you often feel that you are in control of the navigation. This is part of the experience when you are to be moved rapidly with divine help. Best to just hold on to her and trust you'll get where you need to be. So some quick movement possibly, especially once we get this Magician card coming out, right? We've got this egg. Once it hatches, it's going to hatch quickly and fast. It may have been sitting there for months and months and months, but once that egg starts cracking open, it's going to happen quickly. So, all right, Virgo, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments, and your patience in waiting for this reading to finally come out.